Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn how to frame WH questions and how to interpret the data from the given pie chart. Well, first, let's see how to frame WH questions. Now, let us see what are the WH questions we usually use. Who, like what, when, where, why, and finally we use how for manner. These are the WH question words. And now let's see where do we use and when do we use these questions. If you look at the person here, you can look at the person here, Shakespeare, and the question will be who? Who is this? And when you think about a thing or an event or an action, you should start the question with what? And if you think about the place, where is the Eiffel Tower? And when you talk about time, we use the word like when. And if you want to know the reason or the purpose, then you ask the question with why. And how we use for manner or by means or the quality. For quantity is how much or how many, right? These are the various question words we usually use. Well, now let's see how we can frame WH questions for the keywords. Here is a small paragraph for you. Let's read this. Sudha went to In-Orbit Mall last Sunday with her friends. They spent there for 2 hours. She bought sports shoes and t-shirts. They watched Big Bang movie. They reached home at 10:30. So if you look at the keyword is In-Orbit Mall, and the next thing what you have to find out is whether it is present time or past time or future time. So here last Sunday indicates past tense, and we are talking about the place, and the question word should begin with when, and when or where, it's where, right? Because In-Orbit Mall, it's a place, you have to use with where. So and the tense is past tense. So let's follow this sentence pattern like WH plus did plus subject plus V1. So In-Orbit Mall is a place, so you can ask the question, where did Sudha go last Sunday? As it is in the objective case. Don't think about these words and all. Where did Sudha go last Sunday? The answer is In-Orbit Mall. And let us look at the second sentence. They spent there for 2 hours. For 2 hours, it is duration. So we are talking about quantity. So you can the question with how much time did they spend? Then the next sentence is she bought sports shoes and t-shirts. Here sports shoes and t-shirts is in the objective case, and at the same time they belong to they are things. So the question is, what did Sudha buy at the mall, right? And they watched a Big Bang movie. Here there are a lot of movies, but here she watched only one, and that's the choice. So then the question would be, which film or which movie did they watch, not watched? They reached home at 10:30. So finally it's about time. So it is when did they reach home? Now let us, you looked at this one, this is how you have to do. Now let us check the answers. Where did Sudha go last Sunday? If you remember, it is In-Orbit Mall. And how much time did they spend? For 2 hours. So how much time did they spend there? She bought sports shoes and t-shirts. Then the question would be, what did she buy at the mall? And they watched Big Bang movie. So which movie did they watch? And they reached home by 10:30 p.m. So when did they reach home? This is how you practice these questions. Now let us see how do we use all these questions, like who for persons, Like we use who when you want to know the information about a person, like who is your favorite hero, or who told you, who asked you. And remember that when we use this with who asked you, or who told you, or who gave you, who helped you, who brought this. Remember this sentence pattern. And now whom we use for persons, and if it is in the objective case. We use whom when the person is in the objective case. For example, I met the CM in Vizag. Right? The CM is in the objective case. I means Ravi or Raghu or someone. So place in Vizag. So the question is, the keyword is the CM. So the question is like this: whom did you meet in Vizag? However, in the modern use, we use who did you meet in Vizag? That's perfect. But to be more convenient, you can use the question, whom did you meet in Vizag? The next one is, we use what for things or events. When you want information about a thing or an event, we should begin a question with what. Like, what did you do last night? Or what do you do every day? Or what happened? So we use when for time or occasion. We use when you want the information about the time something happens. For example, when does he play games? Here, say he plays games in the evening. The question, if it is a present tense, so we are using plays means does plus play. And the second one, when did you meet her? So I met her last Sunday. So I met here means did plus meet. This is how you have to frame these questions. We use where for places when you want information about a place. For example, where do you live? I live in Palasa. I live in Vizag. When you say that I live, it's a present tense, so the question is, where do you live? If we say Sudha lives in Vizag, then the question is, where does Sudha live? Lives means does plus live. That's how you have to imagine and how you have to frame questions. Where was he born? Now we use why for reason or a purpose. When you want to know the reason for something or for purpose, then you should begin with the question with a why. For example, why are you so sad today? Why did you bring your mobile to school? Reason. And we use how for manner or by means. For example, when you want to know the way in which something is done, or when you want to know the quality or quantity, like how much or how many, we use questions with the how. How many friends do you have? How much money does she have? See, she has 1 lakh rupees. So the question is, she has. How much money does she have? And how are you feeling today? How is she? How is the movie? This is how you can frame these questions. Now, here is a small pattern and the table that will help you, because we picked all the sentences from our unit 1, and most of the sentences are from past tense. So we have taken this table. First of all, what we have to do is we have to identify the sentence. I played in the stadium, right? Imagine Nick played in the stadium. So here we are talking about the stadium is the place. So, and its played is past tense. So when you want to frame a question, the sentence pattern is WH plus helping verb plus main verb plus object. This is how we have to frame questions. Here I played in the stadium. So played means did plus play, so that it is easy. You can frame the question, where did I play? As it is stadium and its place, we use the keyword where and in the stadium. Nick met Bethany Hamilton in 2008. Here the verb is met, that means did plus meet. In 2008, it talks about time. So the question is, when did Nick meet Bethany Hamilton? And the next question is, Nick and Kenya wrote a book. Here, a book is a thing. So, wrote means did plus write. So, the question is, what did they write? And the next one is, Nick gave motivation speeches. We are talking about Nick, and it is subject and it is person. So, gave means here did plus give. But whereas only when you get the question like with who gave you, who told you. So here we won't divide like that. So we use simply who gave speeches or who gave motivation speeches. The answer is Nick. Then if it is with a, if you want to get the answer for the word a person, simply replace the first name and keep the who there and you will get the question perfectly. For example, Nick is playing golf. Who is playing golf? Enough. Nick went to Hawaii. Okay? Who went to Hawaii? So this is how a framing question with WHO is very simple. And the next one is, his father joined him in the main school to make him independent. So joined here, did plus join. This is the purpose. So why did his parents join him in a mainstream school? Nick was born with no arms or legs. Here it is by means. How was Nick born? So this is how you have to practice. Now, here is the exercise for you. This is how we get in the exam. Read the following passage carefully, focusing on the underlined parts. Nick began traveling the world in 2008. He went to Hawaii and met surfing master Bethany Hamilton, who had her arm bitten off by a shark when she was 12. She was amazing, said Nick. She taught me how to surf and I was terrified at first, but once I got up there, it felt absolutely fantastic and I caught some waves pretty well. Nick quickly learned how to do the 360-degree spins on his board, a feat that got him on the cover of Surfer magazine within 48 hours. So this is the paragraph. Now focus on the keywords and identify the tense, right? Nick began. Hope you can understand. Here in this, in 2008, it's all about time. So the keyword for the question is when, and as in past tense, you can say, when did Nick begin traveling? Not Nick began. That's what you have to keep it in your mind. To Hawaii, it's a place. So where did Nick go? He went. Where did Nick go in 2008? So the next one is, he met surfing master Bethany Hamilton. Bethany Hamilton is in objective case, right? At the end of the sentence. So you can ask, whom did Nick meet? Or whom did Nick meet? Or who did Nick meet? And how was she? And quickly learned. What did he learn? Right? So now let's check your questions. Right. The first question is, when did Nick begin traveling? Where did Nick go in 2008? And I said, whom did he meet in Hawaii? You can also use who we use in modern usage, but no problem if you write whom did he meet in Hawaii also, you'll get marks. And how was Bethany Hamilton? She was amazing. How was she? And what did Nick quickly learn? This is how you can do easily when you identify the tense. Now here is one more paragraph. Let's look at this. It was so hard for them, but right from the start they did their best to make me independent. My dad put me in the water at 18 months and gave the courage to learn how to swim. I also got really into football and skateboarding. I totally love the English Premier League. Here if you understand the second sentence, I totally love is present tense. So think about what question you have to ask. All the other questions are in past, but this one is present. Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant, and he taught his little son how to type. With his toe at just 6 years old, his mom invented a special plastic device That meant he could hold a pen and a pencil. Now, we will see the questions. When did Nick's dad put him in water? And next, what does Nick love? Or even you can write, what do I love? And if you want to write like that, in the bracket you use I, and in the bracket you write Nick, right? What do I love? Here, as he's narrating, you can use in the both ways. What was Nick's father? He was a computer programmer. And what did Nick's father teach him? How to type. He taught him how to type. What did Nick's mother invent? Nick's mother invented a special device. This is how we can practice. And here is one small tip, like how we have seen in the past tense. Here you can check I write means do plus write. Because the idea is, in most of the sentences you will have helping verb like I'll go to Hyderabad tomorrow. And the question will be, when will you go? Right? So there is will helping verb is there. Like I go to game every day or write letters every day. Here there is no helping verb. So you can't frame a question without a helping verb, especially with the WH word. For example, what do I write? What do I write? Or where do I write? Where do you write? Like that. This is how you can do. And at the same time, if you find the sentence, he writes diary every day. Then he writes. Writes means does plus he. That's what you have to keep it. Does plus write. So you can ask the question, does he write? Where does he write? This is how you have to practice. Just take a screenshot and then you can practice that. This is also same thing. Here we have present, past, possibility, probability, prediction, and imagination. Based on that, you can prepare questions. The first one is what is, and it's past what did, and possibility what can, and probability again what would, prediction what will, and imagination what might have happened. So this is how, based on the situation, if it is a choice, we use which, person who, reason why, means how is she. Right? This is how we can frame questions easily. Now let's look the second question, part B, I mean information transfer by pie chart. So we have different types of information transfer. One is table, pie chart, and bar diagram, and a family tree. And basically we have to write the paragraph into 3 paragraphs, or you have to keep it in your mind that these are the 3 areas we need, like introduction and analysis, body and analysis, right? So we'll see the format now. Right. So here are the important tips, and there are useful expressions how to do it this one. For example, the first intro, start the paragraph by saying what the pie chart is about. And the second one, when you are, let us see this expression. Usually we write the above pie chart or the below pie chart. Instead of that, the best expression is the given pie chart, because there won't be any pie chart in the answer paper. So you can write the given pie chart shows or depicts the information regarding. The answer will be there clearly. And the pie chart is divided into 4 or 5 or 6 major areas. And the body, write what the different sections of the pie chart refer to, what the main theme is about. If there are 4 categories, how much percentage does it show? Like, and the sentence useful expression is, from the pie chart, we can infer that, or we can understand that. What do you understand by that paragraph? You should, after looking into that pie chart, what did you understand? You have to reflect, give your reflections. You have to give your analysis, right? So now we will see the other one. As I told you, you have to give the entire details in the body. Like you can use this expression like the majority of people, or a small minority of people, or the highest or the least, almost all, mostly, only one third, half of the people, less than half, more than 40% of the people. So this is how you can use these phrases while doing this pie chart. And in the conclusion part, you have to describe the analysis or key findings of the survey, like which is the highest or which is the least, right? And as can be seen from the pie chart, most of the people, or nearly, almost all, or however nearly or one third of people prefer, you can use about dash percentage of people were of the opinion that. So this is how these sentence expressions will help you. Now we will see how we can do that by keeping all these points in your view. Right. Study the pie chart that shows the details about how people above 16 access internet. Here are the various sources: smartphone, laptop, tablet, desktop, and others. Read this. Try to read again and again. And then, based on the expressions, see how we can do it now. The given pie chart shows the information how people aged 16 and above prefer to access the internet with their devices. And the other one is, the pie chart is mainly divided into 4 parts with the usage of various devices like desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. From the pie chart, this is the body. From the pie chart, we can infer that majority of people prefer to use smartphones and laptops to go online, with a difference of 3% between the two, and the least preferred device is the desktop. Nearly 33% of people use smartphones to access the internet, and 30% of people prefer using laptops. Tablet accounts for 90% of users, preferred devices, and 14% of people go online using desktop computers. So the desktop computers is the last in terms of 4 devices, and a small minority, around 4% of people, use other devices. And now the conclusion part is, in conclusion, it's clear that majority of people prefer smartphones and laptops as they are portable. Nowadays, it's evident that we see more people accessing the internet with smartphones as they can use outside their homes and during their journeys. This is how we can interpret the data. So here is a small task for you. This you can practice and read that, study that pie chart of a daily activity of a student and try to write a paragraph by using all the expressions that we have learned in this video. Well, thank you for watching and watch for the next video. It will be for the revision part, unit 2. Until then, have a nice time. Stay home. Bye.